Live.
All right.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tales from the Lotus podcast, a podcast that consists of three friends that just don't give a fuck.
What's up, everybody? I mean, this is the first time we've done this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we totally didn't record an entire episode earlier.
Are you for real taking a piss right now?
Yeah, I'm pissing in my bathtub, dog.
In my bathtub.
Not even in my toilet.
Oh, you on a green screen or something?
What are you talking about, green screen? What's a green screen? This is all fucking real, dude.
This is all real, dude.
It's not the spaceship and the zombie and the alien, it's the girl. He's like, that fucking girl, it's got to be a green screen. That shit can't be real. Everything else was acceptable, but the fucking girl comes out, he's like, oh, that's fucking green screen.
That's what threw him off.
Yeah.
Oh, shit! I didn't even notice. He's putting dead head on his
Yeah, the motherfucker's on my bed. I'm about to crawl over there and I'm about to crawl over there and show him what jail's really like, man.
You know what fucking happens around here when you leave your fucking room empty?
What up? Yo, bro, you should put a shirt on.
No, why ain't putting shit on, motherfucker? Why?
Hell yeah, that's what's up.
No, but you'll make fun of my girlfriend when you got bigger tits than she does. Look, fam.
And look who the fuck decided to show up.
Finally.
It's Keegan All.
Oh, there's Roxy. Hey, Roxy. How does it feel to see a real man in person?
We broke CPS. We broke him. You sweat while you drive. How do you sweat while you drive, motherfucker?
What up, motherfuckers? We live in this bitch.
The echo of me slapping you with the power of 1,000 suns is still trying to reach the fucking echo side, you pussy. Let them dogs out. Let the dogs out.
Bars for days, bitches.
Oh shit, I'm here. That was weird. What the fuck is up, everybody? Holy shit, good to be here. We got Reverend Josh, we got Warlockside. The comments are already fucking ignited. That is fucking amazing. Corpse McKinley in the building. We got Sugar Scoliosis.
Hell
Black Dragon Lord, good to fucking see y'all. Mary Jane in the building. A little shake to you, Mary Jane. Just don't mind me. I'm just gonna keep a shaking it. That should be good. And he left.
Yeah.
Left me here to fend for myself. You know, I'm going to say this real quick. I saw that intro.
I'm here also.
Hey, it's good to see you again, man. We kind of miss you over at the network. There he is. Hey, buddy.
What up?
Yeah, it's a triple threat up in this bitch.
Hell yeah.
Brooklyn Menace in the building. You know what? You're a dude, but I'm going to shake my lemonade for you too, all right? Brooklyn Menace, I seen the work that you've done. That intro was fucking solid. By the way, Brooklyn Menace, I think, slapped me harder than Chuck Reeves ever did. I'm just letting you know. At least Brooklyn knocked me the fuck over. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah. Dope intro. What's good? That is a dope intro. I'm with Corpse McKinley on that. Was a dope intro.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Hell yeah.
That was sick.
Shout out to Brooklyn.
And Steel City Dahmer. Good to see you. Man, you know what's weird? You ever go on a long trip and you get back into your bed after being gone and it feels so cold because it's been absent of your body heat? It kind of feels like that being here at Tales of the Lotus, man. Like I said, I still consider this YouTube community my home. You know, Juggalo John, salute. I got Charles Reeves saying shout out to the Tales from the Lotus podcast. Yeah, fucking huge shout out to you guys for holding it down, man. For real.
That's what's up. The good Charles Reeves. That's what's up.
Yeah, the good guy. We need some good guys here.
Yeah.
And shout out, you got some shout outs to Josh there. We got a whoop whoop from Juggalo John. I'll fucking give you a whoop whoop. And a little shaking.
Hell yeah.
So, gentlemen, the agenda for today, which by the way, I also wanted to point out, everything works in circles, right? As you guys can see, I've got the germ circle. Everything works in circles. You ever find yourself doing something a year later, you're back at that same point? I'm wearing my shirt that I got for free when we had that dope ass meet and greet that I got shit for.
Twiggy.
Free hookah, free cigars, half off drinks, fucking free food.
Nice.
It was dope. You guys missed out.
Hell yeah, bro. That was the shit.
Oh, that was good times, man. All right, so the agenda for today.
Shit.
Oh, I'm excited. So, Child's Play Ninja. Friday night. I skipped through the live. You know what I'm saying? I skipped through it a bit. So, the first thing I'm going to address that's been bugging me, hopefully you don't mind if I hijack your shit real quick.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, so this has been bugging me for a while. I'm sure it's been bugging you guys too. So, he said, I'm waiting for confirmation on Gmo Ski leaving the record label, right?
Yeah.
The only thing that we ever got confirmation of anybody leaving Majik Ninja Entertainment was Gorilla Voltage, and that was put on by Mr. Gray that released that. N9ne never released a statement. They never released a statement about Lars, and they never released a statement about Gmo Ski, and I'm here to tell you. I'm going to give you guys some inside information. Come hither. They're never going to fucking tell you who's left the fucking label because that's bad for fucking business to even address it. They're moving on to look back. Let's look back. Close your eyes for a minute. Close your eyes. Everybody in the chat, close your eyes. I want you to think back to when they signed Gorilla Voltage, to when they signed Gmo Ski, to when they signed the Last American Rock Stars, when they were putting out all the shit, when they signed these motherfuckers in 2017. Think about that, right? Think about that summer. That was a summer to remember. We all remember it.
Hell yeah.
And now those artists, they're starting to leave, and now we've got Welcome to the Underground. The last thing you would ever want is to over fucking saturate, right? Do you remember Hatchet House?
Yep.
Hatchet House failed, did it not?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it no longer is. Let's call it a failed project. Guess what? Vince McMahon, one of the greatest billionaires ever. I think he's now a millionaire. But regardless, one of the most brilliant minds of our generation, most innovative. And guess what? He's had fucking failures too. Anybody else remember the Shawn Michaels and God tag team match? Anybody else remember that?
Hell yeah.
That was a fucking failure. Was that not a failure? Random Ninja 40 says, we still don't care about Gmo. That's fine. You haven't listened to his track Me Too, which was fucking sick. Did you ever listen to Me Too?
Oh, shit. Here he is, guys.
Yo.
Welcome, CPN, y'all. What up, Clout Guy?
Hey, buddy. There you are. I was just talking about you.
The first thing I want to say is I'm gonna start having to charge for my appearance, not for Warlockside, not for not for Tails. Tails are the homies, but people like Sid Jones here are gonna have to start ponying up some cash for my presence, fam. Calling me from my busy day, while I have to just come in and give Sid what I call, swear to God, this light work. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
it
weird.
is what it is.
Logs. I didn't call you to come on the show.
You did not. What Warlockside did at your request.
Oh, I didn't request it. He just told me he was showing up. It wasn't at my request, brother. This is his show. I would never make that kind of a request.
Well, you can request things when it wasn't when it's not your show.
When it's not requested, you can request things when it's not requested, ladies
That's
and
not
gentlemen.
what I said. I said you
Not
can
a direct request.
You could request things when it's not your show. That's why it's a request, not a demand.
Dr. Shocker 600. About time Sid Jones came on YouTube. I know it's been fucking too long. It's been fucking. See, people miss me. People miss me. Hashtag Sid takes it.
Right.
Ah, never gets old, man. You remember Cold from The Gathering?
Oh yeah, Cold is the homie, bro. Dude, Cold is that homie.
Hell yeah.
These good people. He was just watching a documentary that I was in from The Gathering last year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like I said. This will always be my home, and I said that shit a while back, and I always said that I love being on Tales. And honest to God, you guys can believe me or not, but the fucking Juggalos know how to put on a fucking party.
I mean, if you're a juggalo and you go to stuff, you already know that. Real quick, I just want to address someone in the chat room real quick. I'm not trying to bring beef to Tails. I just want to say, Craig, if you're going to challenge me to a fight, you should challenge me on a platform that you don't have me blocked on every angle from being able to see it. That's all I'm saying, fam. You know, you're pulling a Dom Pell right now. Anyway, so.
Oh, shit.
That was, wow.
Challenging
Is that too soon? Is that too soon for everybody?
No, it's been a year or so.
Has it already been a year? God damn, I aged quickly.
Wait, what are you talking about with things being too soon?
Like Dom Pell dying.
Yeah, that hasn't been a year. That's only been a few months.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, holy shit, I took a cat nap for way too long.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he OD'd, bro. Like,
what the fuck?
I heard about it a few months ago, and then I was like, wait, are you serious? Because somebody posted about it. And I was like, wait, is that real? And then dude hit me up privately and was like, I know you had beef with him. Please don't like go bad mouthing him. I was like, it wasn't that kind of beef. There's like one person so far in this entire community that when they died, I danced about it. You know what I mean? There's people who passed away that I didn't care for. Then there were people who passed away that my heart hurt when I heard about it. Rest in peace, DJ Run. You know what I'm saying? And then there's one person who passed away where I started singing Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, bro. But death is a part of life. You know, as soon as you're born, you start to die. And it is a necessary part of life. It's part of the cycle. It's part of the circle of life. You know what I mean? It's a sad thing, but it's sad. It's sad for us, not the ones that are passing away. The ones who are passing away don't have to deal with the bullshit in the world. It's us who hurt, and it's us who become the victims of loved ones who die, because it's us who have to live every moment afterwards, knowing we can never talk to them again and have that experience that was so positive of their existence in our lives anymore.
Oh yeah.
Well, we are going to meet the Grim Reaper one day. We just don't know the time.
Right.
Exactly. Hell yeah.
So anyway, what is this argument Sid Jones wants?
Oh, right. Yes. Thank you. Glad you asked. Thank you for inquiring. So you were saying on your show now for the record, and I've already stated this once, but I'll state it for you, just for you, that I skimmed through the episode. I kind of did the whole. I was busy Friday night. I was doing Sid Jones things, very busy, big Sid Jones things.
You were taking it, is what you're telling me.
Oh no! I was making deals. So one of the things that you
by taking
was, it, you were talking about Gmo Ski and him not knowing if he was on the label and whatnot. And that you said you couldn't confirm it unless N9ne was going to announce it, right?
Correct. Or unless Gmo himself said like if I saw a video or a post or something of Gmo saying I am no longer with Majik Ninja Entertainment. Yeah.
Well, Lars didn't put out a statement. And I mean, he didn't put out a statement when Lars left.
As much as that's true, you know, first of all, I've never stated Lars left. I've just found it funny that there's no Lars merch on N9ne's store. So that's kind of, that's kind of a thing, when Lars isn't even listed as the N9ne artists, on the website. That's kind of that's kind of a huge sign right there.
And Gorilla Voltage, the only person that ever made a statement about leaving was Mr. Gray, and he was also mentioning that he had left, like Gorilla Voltage was no longer. Clockwork,
right, but that's what I'm saying. So Mr. Gray, who is part of Gorilla Voltage, is Gorilla Voltage doesn't exist anymore, meaning that's a confirmation because it's a member of the band. You know what I mean?
Quick question. Is Light still on Psychopathic Records?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, was there ever an announcement about that?
There was never an announcement, but I also don't believe he's on there. Plus, I'm hearing some things.
But you weren't hearing things about... Okay, so this is where we're going to get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at it like this.
Wait, hold on, Sid. Now, and you know that I have a couple of people that are out there that make phone calls to me sometimes and let me know a couple pieces of information. Now, a lot of times these.
Now he's going to tell you that one of the numbers calling him is Nick's Pizza. Anybody who got that reference gets a fucking gold star.
But anyway, Nick's Pizza.
Any Blacklist?
Nah, I don't know. So anyway, I don't know anything about Blacklist. Anyway, so Sid.
For shame.
These conversations are not usually based on, let me call CPN and tell them the dirt. But usually what happens is when we're working on other shit, I get in the conversation and then they're like, oh man, so you might want to hear this and stuff like this. So I hear, from what I'm understanding and I'm hearing, and I've heard this from 3 different sources now, and none of these 3 sources know each other, but they do know people. And like just you know, if I were to tell you who they are, you'd be like, oh yeah, they definitely would be in the know of that. But they've told me some things about light. Let's just say, from what I understand, there's gonna
was
be
one of them light.
Light eventually this year is supposed to have a magical announcement.
Good to know.
That's what I'm hearing.
Good to know. So now you were talking about N9ne failing. Let's talk about that real quick. Now we got over that because, like I said, these are some things I wanted to address with you. So N9ne failing and things like that. Now, I will actually tell you that we're starting to see a repeat of 2017. Okay, I'm going to tell you why. For those of you playing the home game and keeping track of scores, Majik Entertainment in 2017 blew the fuck up with signing artists, right? Now, all of a sudden, we're starting to see artists go on their way, right? They're going on their happy, merry way. Gmoski, by the way, has an official website. That's gmoski.com, I do believe it was what it is. So that's where his new merch is coming up. I know he announced that on his Facebook. Now, when it comes to 2017, all these artists getting signed, looking at 2020, this is where it gets really interesting. This new project comes out, Welcome to the Underground. Now, for those of you, again, keeping track, last year, Monoxide Child put out a live stream, and he does this quite a bit, so I really can't tell you which specific day and time, but I can tell you that I inquired with a question, because he said, I want to do a different fan base, a various fan base. I forget his exact terminology. So for clarification, I asked, are you talking about like punk rock fans, metal fans? He goes, I want it all. I want the punk rock heads, the metal heads, and as soon as he had said that, I'm starting to look back at Gorilla Voltage when they did Gods and Claws. They had a feature from somebody from All That Remains. Not one of my favorite bands, by the way. But nonetheless, I'm already starting to see the direction that N9ne was wanting their artists to take. Now, whether Gorilla Voltage or not wanted to go in that route, because I know Clockwork and Mr. Gray, one wanted to go mainstream, the other wanted to stay underground, is what I was told. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but this is something that I heard through the woodworks, is that they kind of had different opinions on the direction of the duo. But in this era, we're actually starting to see Majik Ninja Entertainment take another turn. Now, do you remember Hatchet House?
Of course.
So what's different from what they're doing with Welcome to the Underground versus what Psychopathic was doing with Hatchet House?
I thought Hatchet House was cringy as shit.
Right, but it didn't work, right? We can all agree that it didn't work out.
I think it was their way of saying, here, you're not good enough to make a psychopath.
Right. Which to me is very fitting to put the horror on Welcome to the Underground, the you're not good enough for the main roster section. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I've listened to your Guilty Pleasures playlist you've clicked on and played for your live streams. Your music is fucking garbage. So
like what song is garbage, fam?
Dude, the majority of your Guilty Pleasure songs, didn't you have like fucking Shakira or some shit?
Shakira? No. I know some Shakira songs. I wouldn't say I've ever been like, man, I want to listen to this Shakira song.
I will say though,
except for I like to watch Shakira videos, but that's different.
Now, I will say that the song Whenever, Wherever, Leo did a metal cover of that. Leo Machiavelli, I think that's how you pronounce his last name.
Hold on. Did you see Shakira's performance at the Super Bowl with that rope and shit? No. Oh my God, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Woo! I was like, yes, Shakira's got better with age, fam.
Oh, yeah. This is funny.
Well, Twiggy Dro's
yes,
apparently a Britney Spears fan, but I can't really specify like what songs they were because
so you know my music's trash, but you don't know what my music is. Good job, Sid.
No, your guilty pleasures, like I wouldn't even look them up. I wouldn't even look them up because you'd sit there and you'd play that segment, and I'm like, I would never fucking listen to that song fucking ever in my life. So you really don't have a badge of honor when it comes to tasted music. So allow me to offer you an education when it comes to Oh the Horror and what Oh the Horror is doing that is actually rather innovative, considering I don't think punk and metal is really your forte, sir.
I mean, some metal, yeah. Punk rock, definitely not.
Right. So this is so anybody who knows about punk bands, there's always been jokes about the drummer, right? This band doesn't have a drummer, which is kind of like a self-aware kind of joke on themselves. Whether they meant to do that or not, that's how I took it. Now,
or they just couldn't find a drummer, or they're not going to sell enough records to be able to also pay a drummer. That could be a thing.
Did you not watch their live stream that they did?
No.
They explained that they would never get a drummer, that they just don't want a drummer.
I got you. Okay.
They can use.
So
they're basically Fall Guy.
So one of the things I thought was very interesting with Oh the Horror was when they came out with that song Boomstick with Blaze.
Yeah, that was so gay.
I thought it was fucking dope. Now I wasn't a fan of the music video. I thought the music video could have been like a little bit better, you know, like Blaze like walking down the street like fucking just like Night of the Chainsaw. You remember that music video? Something kind of like that. I thought would have been cool for Boomstick with like Blaze like just like, you know, pumping shells into people. I thought that would have been dope. Man.
First of all, since they're called Oh the Horror and they made a song called Boomstick, then the music video should have been geared towards Army of Darkness.
Right. Fair point. And that is a fair point. Again, I'm not sitting there and saying like it is pristine with everything they're doing, but they're headed in the right direction. Now, I did an episode yesterday over at the Asylum. If you guys aren't checking out the Asylum music group, make sure you're doing so.
And I'm sure all 8 people watching thought it was riveting.
Actually, I think there was like 15 at one time, and one of them was actually Oh the Horror, who actually rather liked my content.
You know, funny story actually. Did you know? Check this shit out. So I have the complaint all the time, and a lot of podcasters do have that complaint, especially if you're a podcaster with a large enough audience who talks about a music scene, where every nobody on the fucking planet like that's in that scene starts sending you their music and asking you to review it and all this other stuff. So I'm going through my Instagram, and early last year, guess who I have a hey, check out our music thing from? Oh, the Horror. And I went, what? Yes.
I'm jealous. I didn't get one of those. That's fucked up. I've been friends with that guy for a long while. Jonathan, what's his name? Anyway, that guy was on my Facebook for a while. I met him down in Sacramento.
Oh, go ahead. Like, dude, if you talk to those dudes, go ahead and let them know that I'm dissing. And then tell him that he'll make Paul very happy if he fires back at me on the internet.
Hell yeah. Yo, I want to shout out these super chats really quick. We got a Skeletor guy with $2 saying Juggernaut, Outcast Owls. And 24 Eyes saying that band sucks and Sid takes it.
Boom. Get it.
$1.99. Hey, I got you $1.99. You're welcome for that, by the way. You're welcome for that.
First of all, there was a $2 and a $1.99. So that's $3.99, sir. Learn to math.
No, one of them wasn't about me though.
I don't imagine Oh the Horror fans know how to math.
Actually, I don't know how to math very well.
My point was made exactly.
No, I've always sucked at math, but writing has always been a skill of mine. However, back to the whole Oh the Horror thing. When they came out with this album, now I'm going to be honest with you, Scream was much better than Scream Queen. I'm going to say that. And I will say this, that I think that with what they're trying to do, there's actually an idea that I came up with yesterday. And you remember back when Twisted did that rock cover, right?
Oh, yeah.
Forgive me, I haven't been following Twisted for a minute. So they did a song. It was a rock cover, whatever. I thought it was rather dope. I thought it was decent.
Right, their attempt to appeal to the Warped Tour crowd. Yes.
Right. Well, I'm here to tell you, I say fuck Warped Tour, and the fact they had Kevin Lyman on them, the only reason why I was even watching this so I could fucking just destroy Kevin Lyman, because I fucking hate that man and everything that he has destroyed. I'm still mad about the Dickies incident being deleted off of YouTube because that's a moment in punk rock history that will never get back, and it's a fucking tragedy. The lead singer of the Dickies looks at a woman, he goes, "I fucked farm animals in you, you fat fucking cow. I died." That shit was hilarious.
I don't know what this has to do with anything.
So, with the whole Warped Tour thing. So when they were doing the Warped Tour thing, yeah, I think they got like a little bit of like, oh, we should start doing this kind of music. We should really appeal to this kind of a crowd. Yeah, I probably don't do that. But if you're trying to get into the metal punk rock crowd, not a difficult thing to do. If you're going to do it and you want to utilize Oh the Horror to kind of go in that direction, why not do an EP? 8 songs. It's Twisted and Oh the Horror on every track, but they got a feature from like just to name a few, right? You've got artists like Jello Biafra would be a fucking dope like little feature, even if he just did like a spoken word introduction. That would be sick, right? Danny Diablo, another great fucking example of an artist that can do hip hop, rap, and punk music. If you didn't know, Danny Diablo was in a punk band. I assume you wouldn't know that.
No, I wouldn't know that.
Do you know Danny Diablo though?
No, not my scene.
This is going to take longer than I thought. God
no,
damn it.
You don't have to explain any of that to me. If you're going to come out with some giant explanation on, oh, the Horror are geniuses and this is what they're doing because, you know, there's this guy named Danny Diablo. Now let me waste 2 hours of your time by giving you his entire history lesson.
That's not what I said. I said that they should do an 8-track EP with Twisted and Oh the Horror and do features like Jello Biafra and do fucking Danny Diablo and shit like that, and why that they would be perfect fits is what I was trying to tell you. But the 8th track should be a remix of Boomstick, right? A remix of Boomstick, kind of like what they did with what the fuck was the name of that song? Wasted. You know how they did like 4 different versions of Wasted? They should do that with Boomstick on the EP. They should do that. Now, the other thing that Twisted N9ne, Welcome to the Underground kind of fell short on was, oh, the Horror is into the whole punk metal thing. Why? The first product I'd think of isn't t-shirts. It's fucking patches and shit. Patches and pins and whatnot. That they should have done that along with t-shirts. Like I was surprised that they didn't do like the glow in the dark fucking.
So in other words, Majik Ninja sucks ass.
I'm not saying they suck. I'm saying they got it. They've never went in this area. They never fucked with this other than Warped Tour. So my guess is they liked the attention they were getting, right? Be my guess, but they didn't know quite what to do with that. Now, and I said this about ICP as well. Twisted and the Insane Clown Posse are very old school. Very old school. And when I say that, and Violent J proved this in one of his videos, their processors haven't quite updated for this time in this century. I'm just saying. And to prove that point, if I was in the A&R department and Oh the Horror comes on, the first thing I'm thinking, glow in the dark fucking blacklight patches for you guys with your fucking your new album that you're gonna drop for your bundle package. That would be my first thought. But they have never fucked with the punk rock scene outside of Warped Tour. Right? So you really can't fault them for not knowing.
Actually, yes, you can fault them for not knowing, because even though they didn't fuck with the punk rock scene that way, they fucked with a scene that likes things like patches and stickers, and you know, and that's the Juggalo scene. The Juggalo scene is very into patches and stickers. People love patches and stickers, especially us. You know what I mean? You know how many times people ask me, you see this picture of me? People ask me constantly when I'm going to make stickers for that. You know what I mean? They want that as a sticker. You know what I mean?
And I said pins and patches. I didn't say anything.
Okay, pins and patches and stickers. And
I've never seen ICP sell fucking those old school pins like I don't even have one on right now. But the old school bubbled pins.
Right. But yeah, they come from a scene that's already into that shit. So just applying that is one thing. And then if you're going to get into the punk rock scene and you're going to try to appeal to that, then I don't know, maybe do some fucking research. You know, that's kind of a thing. You know what I mean? You can't, if I turn around and tell you that I've worked in an office for 10 years and then I go try to do this other job and they're like, okay, cool. And you've worked in office environments for 10 years. Yes, I have. All right, cool. Now you got to use Excel. I've never used Excel before. I'm going to look like a fucking idiot.
Right.
And while you might think that, again, Twisted and the merch that they've put out, when's the last time we saw their patches that they've done? They haven't done patches in forever. And I think that if you look at their patches, they're not even available anymore. And by the way, the Gathering fucked up when it came to patches, because if you saw those work jackets that people were wearing, they had a Bushwick Bill tribute patch on those jackets. Why were those not sold at the Gathering?
What?
Well, the Psychopathic can't sell Bushwick Bill memorabilia.
I know ICP can't, but why wasn't anybody else doing that? Ghetto Boy's been around for fucking how long?
Okay, so random juggalos that make fucking patches, and maybe people are a little more classy than trying to capitalize on people's deaths. Unlike Twisted selling Willy Wonka t-shirts literally 3 days after fucking Gene Wilder died.
Okay, now I actually never even saw these t-shirts, just so you're aware. I never saw them.
I did. That's where that whole joke comes from.
Fill me in on the joke.
So there, every time, like for a couple of years, every time a celebrity died, there would be a meme that comes out this weekend at N9ne store or at twistedshop.com, and it would be a picture of that celebrity on a t-shirt and it with an N9ne logo on it. That was a meme that would, every time a celebrity died after that. And the meme originates from they were selling Willy Wonka t-shirts with Gene Wilder's face on them the weekend after he died.
Yeah, man, I remember that.
I've
this
not
weekend
seen
only
it
shirts.
since.
Yeah.
No, of course they not seen it since, because
So you can't say it's for every death. So they did it for a Gene Wilder thing. They were probably fucking.
I'm not
fans of
saying
Gene
it's
Wilder.
for every death, you fucking idiot. What I'm saying is that's the meme. It's a meme that is based off of that incident.
Man, you really hold a grudge, don't you?
You ain't making all the memes, though.
I'm not the one making the memes, fam.
That was everybody.
Yeah, but you, the fact that you even know that, like I've been an N9ne guy for quite some time, and yes, I took a break from doing hip hop, so I go back to what it is I'm very passionate about. But I've not seen all this negative shit that people are talking about. Now I've been kind of in the ins and outs.
Well, of course you haven't, because you live in an echo chamber.
I live in a very nice apartment. Actually, it's a very nice apartment.
Does Ashley live with you?
Yes.
Then it is a very nice apartment.
Thank you. Dr. Sharker says he was talking to somebody else to drop a link. Anyways, I'm going to ask you this next question, all right? Because you seem to have like still some issues with Majik Entertainment. Like you just can't let that go. Like you've got some sort of anger. Now, I understand you've got anger towards certain individuals on that label, right? But you even admitted that you like Gmo's music, right?
I did at the time, yeah.
Have you ever listened to his song "Me Too"?
No.
You're in for a surprise. I'd play it here, but I don't want to get anybody into any bit of trouble, and I wouldn't want to fuck with the monetization. But you should definitely check out his song "Me Too." I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm like 90% sure. 90%, not 100%, but 90% sure he took a dig at you in that track.
Oh yeah,
and it was fucking amazing. I heard it. I was on a walk this morning, and I was coming back, and I was listening to Me Too. I hadn't heard it in a while, and I'm like, ha! I wonder if he was talking about CPA. That's fucking hilarious. You know, I'm gonna say this. While there's some things that you didn't deserve that have happened to you, a lot of the hate and the stigma that you get, you kind of fucking brought that upon yourself there, brother.
It depends on which hate and stigma that I get. I mean, I look, I'm not even mad about the hate and stigma that I get from people, because before I started sharing my opinions on this whole thing, I knew this was going to be the reaction from people. You know why? Because people are bitches. You know what I mean? It's plain and simple. People are bitches, and people like blaming their problems on other people. So I mean, remember, Sid, do you remember when you downloaded a copy of my record from back then?
Yes, I do.
And you said one of your favorite songs on the record was Scapegoat.
Yeah, it's actually still a song I listen to.
And see how much Scapegoat can apply to.
Yeah, that song aged well. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what I'm saying? Like
production wise, like if you could like re-up that a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
there's literally, when it comes to mixing and mastering, Sid, I am not claiming that I am a world-class engineer. I had an 8-track recorder You know, the beat went into 2 tracks. Verses took up 2 tracks. Choruses took up 2 tracks. Backup vocals took up a track, and then one last track for anything else they wanted to add it in there. All I did was mix a little bit, adjust some levels, turn a couple knobs so we're okay. That sounds slightly better. Master recorded it and put it out.
I'm not shitting on. I'm just saying you should redo it and put it out.
I mean, I could, but
because it's a good track. Like I like the message in it.
I'd have to go to a studio. I actually want to make a part 2 about everybody blaming me for all this shit called.
Gmo's already ahead of you in that song. Me Too. He's already got you beat at that.
Yeah,
concept.
But it's me. So.
Yeah, but Gmo Ski with that track. I'm not even fronting here. And I haven't spoken to Gmo in forever, but I hope he does end up hearing this. He should do more songs like Me Too, because that shit was fucking amazing.
As far as possibly people taking digs at me, I hear it all the time. Every time some new track comes out where Mono's talking about certain things, like, oh, I bet you that was a shot at CPN.
But that was the whole thing with that song "Down With Us." Everyone thought that "Down With Us" was a diss to fucking ICP.
Oh, that definitely was a shot.
Yeah.
There's no way there's no so was Down Here, Brand New Underground. Quite a few others, you know what I mean, and that new track they just put out with Young Wicked.
I haven't heard it.
Mono's verse is definitely a shot at fucking ICP as well. Same with and then some people are saying some of the lines in that song are towards me, and that's fine. The only thing I'm gonna say is until these motherfuckers get the balls. I mean, they're in between a rock and a hard place, Sid. Because it's like, man,
I think when you're a nail, everything looks like a hammer. And I think that when anything comes out of Twisted's mouth, anything comes out of Gmo's mouth, anything that comes out of fucking Who's out of his mouth, it's a fucking diss. Unless it's Blaze. For some reason, you guys gave Blaze like a pass, right? You gave Blaze a pass, but you can't seem to give anybody else a pass. And he left just like everybody else. Matter of fact, his picture came up in that music video 6 foot, 7 foot. You want to talk about pettiness?
Well, no, they all got like Blaze, Boondocks, everybody who was on site that went to Magic Ninja has got dissed. You know what I mean? Not everyone on Magic Ninja, but everybody who was on site that jumped ship to Magic Ninja has been dissed. Okay, that's a thing.
Mm-hmm. But Blaze never did that.
Yeah, well, Blaze just never fired back. That was it. Again, Sid, you seem to not understand the concept of why people were mad at them in the first place.
For fuck's sakes. We're gonna go down that March thing again, aren't we?
Like you keep coming back to this. Nobody's mad at Blaze, and he left. Well, no one's mad that he left. Like you keep wondering why every time you change your fucking tires, why every time you change your tires, it doesn't fix your transmission problem. You know what I mean? Like that's what you're doing.
You guys are gonna be 50.
Oh yeah,
bitching about them not doing the march. Now, I'm going to ask you this question, right?
You don't understand. Okay, you keep saying, no, hold on. You keep saying it's bitching. You keep saying it's bitching about them not doing the march.
Bitching about, but they didn't march.
Right. Look, so what does that say? What does that say to people who hate my guts?
Your video on
what does that say to people who hate my guts for saying?
They were boys and they turned their back on the boys.
Shut the fuck up, Sid. What does that say about people who hate my guts because CPN said something about a band I don't like and I don't like him for that reason? If you fuck with him, you don't fuck with us. Like what does that say about that then, Sid? I mean, if we want to play petty politics, bro, petty Olympics.
When that statement was made, I was kind of like, don't. I actually was very outspoken about that and said that was probably not the best move to do because what you've just done is you threw down a gauntlet. That's no different than a girl saying, well, it's either going to be me or it's going to be her. Well, clearly you threw down the gauntlet, so I'm going to go with, you know what I'm saying? That was a bad move. It was a bad move and should have never happened. Okay. But again, I'm not their PR guy. I'm not their spokesperson, right? I just kind of like rock along with the music, and I've got some ideas.
I'm not asking you to be their PR guy or their spokesperson. What I'm saying is you're over here saying these people are petty for having these feelings about this, but seem to give a pass to all the other people that are on the other side that wear the right symbol, you know, for you to be like, oh, they can act the same way, but it's cool, you know.
I never said it was. I'm not that guy that's saying that it was. I'm saying that even though it was the march, and even though you guys are still upset about that, you guys also fell short too, and your fucking own responsibilities to combat the FBI. You're not going to like what I'm about to say, by the way. So just bear with me. So you guys went for a stroll in D.C., right? A salute to you, by the way, for exercising your First Amendment rights. I want to add that. Salute to you for doing that. That's what I'm going to say about that. But case got dismissed, right? So really there was no victory for anybody, right? Right?
Wait, what's happening?
So the case got dismissed, right? Like your case got dismissed, like you got tossed away, like they fucking were like, we don't give a shit, right? Is that essentially what happened?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's kind of. It either went down that way, man, or fucking didn't. But it wasn't a victory on your guys.
You're saying it in a very vague sense.
Because I'm not do I look like a fucking judge and a fucking lawyer to you to be able to like exactly read to you exactly what it was?
If that's not the case and you're going to legitimately come out and say that, well, you're not qualified in that department, then maybe you should shut the fuck up about it then.
I'm asking a question here. So essentially the case gets dismissed, right? Which means you guys didn't really have a victory against the FBI. You guys went for your walk in DC and that was it. Now I'm going to bring this up yet again because even me, who could give a fuck less about some sort of gang list? Why? Because I know the truth about that whole thing. And that truth is, and we got it from the senators and the fucking people in Virginia. Yeah, I was emailing motherfuckers in all sorts of different states. I was reaching out to the Capitol and so on. And I asked, hey, can you tell me about this whole Juggalo FBI thing? And do you know what they said? Each and every single one of them that did reply, unless it was an automated message or they just didn't reply to me, it sounds like a local issue. Now, you're going to turn around and you're going to say, well, they wouldn't be making that decision if it wasn't for that FBI list, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so let's say I've got a liquor store in my town, right? You don't have to buy liquor at that liquor store. You can go elsewhere to do it. You don't have to go to that liquor store if you choose not to. No one's forcing you. Domestic violence. Anyway, so my point being that just because the list was there, it's up to the cops, it's up to the law enforcement whether or not they went by that list, right? Can we agree on that? It's up to them. It is a local issue, right? Maybe educate your local law enforcement on like, hey, listen, we're not a bunch of like, look at me in all of my glory. Do I look like a gang member to you? I got a hatchet man on my arm.
That just made BLM's whole argument sound like shit.
Yeah, that just sounds retarded.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can't even understand you.
What do you mean you can't understand me? Am I not speaking fucking English? Is this thing fucking on?
Yeah, that's on.
Okay,
yeah, it's on.
Good to know. So I'm asking you this question. If you guys got the case dismissed, thrown out, and it was that fucking bad, why didn't you guys continue on that fight? Why did ICP just like throw up their hands and be like, oh, we're done?
Wait, what do you mean?
So the case got dismissed, right? Everybody around so far, everybody kind of trucking along right now.
Yeah, case was dismissed, and
right.
it was based on the statement from the court was that it wasn't even that the FBI had the right to do what they did, but that our side they felt that our side failed to demonstrate sufficient evidence saying that the FBI's list was directly responsible for what local law enforcement did.
Right.
This was based on the argument by the FBI saying that their list was in fact it wasn't call to orders. It was literally just published information, and they do not require any law enforcement to do anything based on the information they put out. What the FBI effectively did after that was they basically washed their hands of it. So at this point, if juggalos were smarter and a little more willing to go after shit like this, what the fuck just happened?
Mm-hmm.
If juggalos were smarter and a little more willing to go after shit like this, at this point, it became a situation of, guess what? If local law enforcement or anything treats you a certain way now, and you were to like try to go through the process of fucking some shit up in court-wise, their defense can no longer be, hey, the FBI said they're a gang, so this is why we're doing it. The FBI just basically said, okay, if you guys continue to do this, we don't have your back anymore. You know what I mean? You can't cite our lesson no more, fam. Furthermore, the FBI, one thing ICP did continuously say, which was incorrect, was that the FBI stopped putting out they just stopped putting out the list, but the last list they put out, that juggalos were on it. And I was like, no, that's not true. The FBI has updated their list since then, and juggalos were in fact taken off it.
Good to know. See, that I did not know.
And the law, I don't even think, Sid, you understand at this point what the lawsuit in itself entailed. Like, had we won, what would have happened?
I'm saying that because it was dismissed, that
the question was, said, do you understand what the lawsuit entailed? Like, as in, had we won, what would have happened?
You guys would have probably been taken off the fucking gang list and probably been told, oh, yeah, we're fucking sorry that we did that. And it would have made it so that way other bands and other fan bases wouldn't be under that same kind of stigma.
Okay, so the terms of the lawsuit was basically to force the FBI to put out a statement basically correcting the information they put out in 2011, saying they did not mean to tag an entire fan base as a gang, and this is actually what's happening, and this, that, and the other, et cetera, et cetera.
So you guys won. In that regard, you guys won.
Yeah, like a lot of okay, here's the thing. A lot of the statements that were, this is why people keep saying we lost in court, we lost. A lot of the statements and stuff that they were suing for to be made were in fact made by the FBI during the actual hearing. And those are still admissible statements because they were like under oath, like statements to the court. So that's why but most of you, I see a lot of people in this chat room, idiots, people I've dealt with in this chat room, idiots. Most of you are just idiots and don't understand that.
Well, now you had the opportunity to clear it up. Good job. All right, now I'm going to ask you this question. Why are people still mad that they didn't march all those years ago?
Because it goes like this. Okay, so here we have this situation. People for the past so many years are being punished now, like legally by the legal system and stuff, being punished literally for liking your music. Literally, that's the crime. Liking your fucking music. Okay, you got Twisted, who comes out and they build an entire fan base platform, not just on their sound, but on this thing, this promise, this, we will always have your back. We got you. You know what I mean? There's a little, I don't, obviously, I never believed it for 1 second, but there's a literal video of Monoxide saying if juggalos needed a place to stay, they could come to his house. Yeah. And if he needed a place to stay, juggalos would gladly have him. Now, obviously, I never believed that for a second. However, we're talking seminars after seminars. We speak for each and every one of you. We represent you. You see us somewhere, we're representing you. We're not your daddy. I'm your brother. And we got nothing but love. And we have your backs. And if you ever need us, like on some real shit, we will be there. All right. That time, that was the time, bro. That was the legitimate time where it was like, hey, need you, fam. What's good? Now, I don't care if it happened 2 years ago, if it happened 10 years ago, okay? If I have a boy who says he rides for me, he's got my back, this, that, and the other,
I saw that video.
Shut up. Shut up. If I have a boy who says he rides for me, blah, 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 he's got my back. And then I'm getting jumped and my boy just stands there and watches and turns around and walks away. That ain't forgivable, bro.
Right, exactly.
So there were juggalos, right? That probably like had their best friends in the world going to DC and things like that, and they weren't there for that. Look, listen, for whatever reason, they didn't march, right? They didn't march. You guys had your fucking victory into some sort of stance, whatever the fuck. And I kind of feel like that if you could just like remember back to when Violent J and the Tell-All, by the way, I haven't seen the whole thing. He said, here, take the Hatchet Man with you, take the Hatchet Man with you. And as we know, they didn't take the Hatchet Man with them, right? That should be kind of like a thing of like, we want to do our own thing and get some new enjoyment. Not to just quote a song or nothing.
What does that have to do with marching?
I'm saying, like, yeah, they had the juggalos that still had the fan base and whatnot, and there were some people that were mad that Twisted left and whatnot, and you don't speak on behalf of all the juggalos. You were one of the ones that were actually for it. I remember, you said the family era is dead, and you were fucking celebrating. You were going to your apartment at the time in that video, ecstatic that Twisted had left. You were the happiest fucker about it.
I wasn't ecstatic at the time.
You said, I'm so fucking happy the family era is over.
I'm happy the family era is over. Yeah, because I'm so done with that. I was so done with that shit.
And it looks like it's still around, huh?
No, it's not.
No?
No.
I'm listening because this is news to me.
The family word is cringe as fuck in today's world. You know what I mean? Like most people are like, there's a lot of people.
You were chanting family at the Juggalo March.
And?
Cringe.
No. Oh my God, bro. So
I'm asking a fucking question here.
When I say family, as in like, yo, what's up? Like, you realize I say the word fam all the time, like it's sarcasm. Just like what my name on StreamYard is the Clout God, because it's sarcasm, because I hate the shit. So I overly do it just to piss everyone off. I want to make that not as cool as possible. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the word clout is stupid. And what's up, fam? Come on, fam. Hey, fam. You know, to the point where, I mean, I say it so much, it's become part of my vocabulary. You know, I'm not even trying anymore. But chanting family at a show and being part of that is one thing. You know what I mean? And being part of that, like, environment is one thing. Going through the whole, like, I don't know, going through the whole, no, come on, we're all family. You're not supposed to be mad at me. We're family. I can't believe you did this thing to me. I thought we were family. You disagree with me, but we're family. That shit can go fuck
It's still
itself,
around.
bro.
It's still very
I'm not saying it's not, but it's not as accepted anymore. Like, people laugh at people who do that now. Before that shit happened, before
really,
Twisted
because
left,
Casper and Bob Rocks both said that that's what Juggalo was. They both described it that way. Both.
Yeah, and let me ask you this question: Where are Casper and Bob Rocks right now? How influential are they?
Oh, they're over at Rocks TV doing their thing, I'm sure.
Right. Exactly.
But I'm saying there are people that still believe it, and
I'm saying there are people that still believe it. I'm not saying I did not tell you there was nobody that believed it. Well, what I actually said, sir, was it's not as celebrated anymore. It's not as accepted. It's not such a wide like veil over the whole community anymore.
I still think it's enough that it definitely is.
Yeah, but see, you're answering me with, well, I still think it's there enough, blah blah blah. And what I'm telling you,
because what
I'm telling you, yeah, you heard it at the gathering, because everyone's in a campground on drugs. Of course, you heard it.
I don't think that there's a punk rock festival, everyone doing drugs, and they call each other family. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, but because it's a different thing. Have you gone to a hippie fest? It's the same shit.
Yeah. No, I would never go to a hippie fest ever in my life.
Well, I'm just saying it's the same.
For the shit.
So the juggalos and the hippies are one and the same. I understand that.
Dude, okay, look, if a punk rocker and a hippie chick had a child, he'd probably be a juggalo.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, how would they get exposed to the music? Because apparently being a juggalo means that...
Never mind, Sid. Never mind. You obviously didn't understand that.
No, I'm just trying to figure out how that works out because your definition of juggalo and my definition of juggalo are actually the same. We actually agree on that. And that is...
We probably don't.
The definition of juggalo is a fan of the Insane Clown Posse.
All right. Never mind. We're good.
That's my definition of juggalo, right?
We do, yeah.
Now, I will say that there's fans of ICP that still go to Twisted shows, right? But because you like Twisted doesn't make you a juggalo. I will say that.
Yeah, no. Liking Twisted does not make you a juggalo. Twisted, the only thing to me that liking makes you a juggalo is ICP. Everybody else was, this guy's gonna be like, so Twisted was like, okay, so these guys are like emo faggots that kind of sound like ICP. And then, okay, look, here's Blaze. He's gangster rap that kind of sounds like ICP. You know, here's ABK. He like does like native hip hop that's gonna kind of sound like ICP. Everything is kind of sounded like ICP.
Well, yeah, because it's the market, right? There's always, you gotta have a target market for things.
Yeah, like people like when you have when anybody, and I'm talking anybody, you know, you hear some a new rapper come out and he's talking about chopping people up and this, that, and the other. Even people who don't know, they don't like ICP, if they were to listen to that, I'd be like, man, that motherfucker's like on that ICP type shit. I ain't with that. You know what I mean? That's that. Nobody says it's that Twisted type shit. It's that Blaze You Dead Homie type shit. Like that kind of hip hop is considered by a lot of people that ICP style hip hop, that ICP style rap. Even though there were people out before them like Lynch and that were doing Isham, that were saying crazy shit like that back in the day. Like ICP, is ICP in themselves is a genre of music.
Yeah,
it's still hip hop.
No, yeah, it's still hip hop, but ICP in themselves is like its own genre of music. That ICP style.
It's what's part of what made them I'll say a subculture. You guys became a counterculture, in my opinion, when I'd probably say about Riddle Box Malenko is when you guys really became like a counterculture.
Right. So Sid, what else did you want to argue about, fam?
Oh, right. Back to me now. My turn to talk. Oh, goody. So I get to ask this question. When people were saying the artists are leaving, right? And you're like, but I thought N9ne was winning. Why would people be leaving, right? Well, artists are still leaving Psychopathic records, right?
Right.
To speculate, they're still leaving. Now you look at N9ne, when they've got artists that are leaving, they're like, don't worry, we're going to just do Welcome to the Underground and do this kind of shit. And what you guys are about to see in Welcome to the Underground. Now, I've got a pretty good idea on what's coming out on Welcome to the Underground. I got my little inkling. You could call it my sixth sense, but I got a feeling that we're going to see a lot of cool shit come out of Welcome to the Underground. Now, here's where I thought that the idea was, why didn't they just do Welcome to the Underground outside of N9ne instead of incorporating the N9ne store? I thought that would have been a brilliant move. And have like Will Glass be like one of the guys.
What's your argumentative point here, Sid?
My argumentative point is that you had Hatchet House. It didn't do well. You didn't like Hatchet House. A lot of juggalos probably didn't like Hatchet House. I didn't mind the album Tunnel Runners. I thought it was okay. And it shut down. So now Twisted's going to do it, and they're doing Welcome to the Underground. I feel like that they are steps ahead as far as innovation goes. I just
creating a sub label and putting artists you don't want on your main label on the sub label is steps ahead of innovation.
But they're doing it differently than what was doing over at Hatchet House. See, what they're doing is they're being innovative in today's era of music, in today's era of whatever it is you want to call it. But What they're also doing is running it differently than was run over at Hatchet House. They're not doing a compilation of Welcome to the Underground. They're introducing artists, promoting them, letting them know that they are there, letting them know that Welcome to the Underground is a thing. And I feel like it's going to be more of a permanent staple than Hatchet House was.
Well, that's kind of what Hatchet House did also.
I remember them coming out with Tunnel Runners and being like, "Oh yeah, Kid Crush is on this album."
So that's the thing. Tunnel Runners, yeah, it was put out on Hatchet House, but those weren't Hatchet House artists. Tunnel Runners was just a compilation of a bunch of like underground artists that were like getting it. You know what I mean? We're talking because Tunnel Runners was what, MySpace days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So whoever
MySpace days?
Yes.
Shit, that's
so
old.
whoever the top like MySpace Juggalo rappers were could probably make Tunnel Runners at the time. You know what I'm saying? That's what Tunnel Runners was. It wasn't a collection of Hatchet House artists. Now, when Hatchet House came out, they did try to push a rock band. They're called Motown Rage. You know, that was Hatchet House. Max Murder Boys' first record, Blood In, Blood Out, their first record on Psy was on Psychopathic. But when they released their next record, that was released under Hatchet House. You know what I'm saying? Then they were going to sign Tally Demon, and that didn't happen.
I remember Tally. Whatever happened to her?
Oh, there's a whole interview with her and on Replicon Radio a couple years ago. She tells the whole story.
Huh. I'll have to give it a listen because I remember she was in a music video in like the old abandoned houses and shit. I thought that was kind of cool back in the day.
Right, but what I'm saying is the whole sub-label thing, and you might not know this either. Hatchet House is not the first sub-label Psy has had. From the sub-labels I know about, Hatchet House is like the third. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you, Sid?
Nope. And maybe there's some juggalos in here that also didn't know that, though. I really wouldn't consider that common knowledge. I think that's like a Wikipedia type knowledge shit.
Well, two of them.
Wait, hold on 1 second. I just want to ask real quick. I hate to interrupt you because I don't want to be a dick like that, but I am a dick. Will Oxide Josh, did you know that there was prior record labels, sub labels prior to Hatchet House?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wrong.
Boom.
I was wrong. Okay.
So
I just
one
wanted
of
to
them-
know. I just wanted to know. I wasn't making any assumptions. I just said I want to know if they know. I'm sure there's still juggalos in the chat that aren't aware.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, so one of them, I forget if it was Records or Entertainment, but it was called Axe and Smash. And Zug Island's second album came out on Axe and Smash, not Psychopathic.
Are you talking about 333?
Yes.
That album was trash.
Yeah, and if you look at that, if you find that CD and you look on the back, there's not a Hatchet Man on it. It says Axe and Smash Entertainment or Axe and Smash Records.
I owned a copy of 333. That's how I know.
Right. Okay. So now they had another one also. I forget the name of it. And this other one literally has been around for a long time. Nobody knows about it because they don't promote it in that fashion. Like like the dudes who run Psychopathic Records, ICP's label, they own this one. You know what I mean? And most people are not, look at this CD. What's that record label on the back? Let me dig in and see where the red tape leads to who owns this shit. You know, that doesn't happen, right? What they put out is hip hop, like that street hip hop shit. MC Breed, they're gonna put projects out, MC Breed shit under that label. They made mixtapes and released other hip hop records in Detroit, like on the streets of Detroit and other places. There are CDs that people probably have that are just straight hip hop, that straight hip hop culture, hip hop that people would not know. Look, Violent J actually owns part from ICP, owns a piece of that label, and that's where you got that from. That dude recorded all of his shit in the studio with ICP in the studio there with him with the engineer. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what people don't know.
So fair point then. I did say that people are probably not going to know this, right? It's not like it's common knowledge, right?
Right.
Okay. So with Welcome to the Underground in comparison to these other labels, again, you got to think it's 2020, right? They're still staying busy over there, still doing their shit, still putting on more artists. And I'm pretty sure don't quote me on this, but there's more artists to be announced on Welcome to the Underground within the coming months. And I do want to point out, too, they're still doing shit. I have not seen anything from Psychopathic since Flip the Rat.
Yeah, so
I'm saying we're starting to see Psychopathic get stagnant again, and then N9ne going straight from the races again. Now, here's where I get concerned in the ways of N9ne. Do you think that maybe back in 2017, they jumped that gun a little too quick, a little too hard, a little too fast, and ended up burning out there for a minute and then having to jump out with another idea? Because I'm wondering, let's say that the repeat happens. Welcome to the Underground doesn't work, goes the way of Hatchet House. Just give me a what-if scenario. What would they do then? What is Welcome to the Underground going to be? They're already starting to get rid of Gmo stuff, Gorilla Voltage stuff, Lars stuff, and they're still putting the horror and things like that on the N9ne shop. Now, I don't know if Hatchet House had its own store on the Psychopathic website back in the day. That I
no, you literally it was Hatchet Gear. You could find Hatchet House shit at Hatchet Gear.
Okay, all right. I guess that's why I asked. I wasn't sitting there saying I doubt or anything like that. I'm just curious, and it just makes me wonder: is Majik Entertainment and Welcome to the Underground, what are they going to do with that? And all I'm saying is, if they use and utilize the horror correctly, they could give that some longevity, and they could get it to where that record label goes into other places in the subculture and countercultures. And I feel like that they would have a better chance of doing that than Psychopathic Records doing something with Hatchet House, where it's for the underground. Meanwhile, there is some potential of getting people's attentions with Welcome to the Underground from other countercultures versus it being just straight up hip hop and horrorcore and things like that. Now, you mentioned Motown Rage, right? I actually like Motown Rage. I really do. I had no idea they were ever on Hatchet House. I feel like that was kind of a lack of promotion thing, or the fact that I was just kind of like getting into the music at the time, or whatever it might be. I'm saying that they could try and do that again. They had the opportunities to do this multiple times. N9ne's just the one to do it now. Now, that's where I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, listen, and this is what you got to understand, Sid. When it comes to the two labels and people like, oh, look at all this stuff Majik Ninja is doing and Psychopathic is failing and all this other crap and blah blah blah. This is the thing people don't seem to understand. Okay, look, I'm gonna show you two men. Okay, here's two men. One man is frantically, working. He has 3 jobs. He's doing this. He's doing this. He's doing this. The other man gets up, walks to his computer, does something on Mondays, and then spends the rest of his week on the beach sipping Bahama Mamas. Which man do you think has more money and doesn't need to work his ass off all the time? And which man do you think is starving?
Well, hard to tell, because that guy who's working 3 jobs probably likes to work, probably enjoys digging in the dirt, probably enjoys whatever the fuck it is.
Or the fact
that
that
three jobs,
that dude is required to do what he needs to do to pay his bills, while the other dude he's either retired, or I don't know, he's a very successful stock trader. He gets up on Monday, makes his sells and buys, sets all his limits, and is going to make $10,000 that week, and it takes him an hour to do everything. And the rest of the time he gets to chill on fishing boats and shit. You know what I mean? What I'm basically trying to tell you, Sid, what I'm trying to explain to you is, yes, Majik Ninja is doing all of this stuff because they have to. Psychopathic is not doing all of this stuff because they don't have to.
I'm going to say this.
Difference.
I'm going to say this. And again, with all respect to ICP, to Psychopathic Records, and to the fans, I've been at some of the shows, right? I was there at fucking help me out here, Juggalo Day weekend down in Louisiana. I was at Big Ballas at the warehouse, right? Now, granted,
oh
Big
yeah,
Ballas,
down in Louisiana. You were trying to hit on my wife, I remember.
No, I didn't even know she was there.
I'm gonna wait. My wife was in Louisiana, and you didn't know. You're saying she's irrelevant?
No, I'm just saying I didn't see her.
It's on site, Sid.
Well, which is it? I was either hitting on her or I was ignoring her. I'm getting beat up for both here.
Hey, watch, Sid. Hold your thought right there, real quick. I have to run to the restroom. I will be right back. And you know, I don't know, talk to the chat room or everybody else.
I know what to do. I've been doing this for quite some time. You might forget. I'm not the same guy you met years back. I can hold my own. Thank you.
All right.
Anyway, I was going to say Eye of the Beholder. Twiggy Joe's got a good point on that. 2020, Trump 2020 from Skeletor the God. He's trailing behind Biden right now, so I'd get to support him quick. So is Relaxide or Rev Josh going to talk at all? We don't really let them talk. We really don't. The poor bastards.
Oh, no, man. It's all good.
I'm just being like Kenny for a lady at this point.
Maybe you guys are the ones that are chilling at the beach doing your thing and whatnot, where you're like, we're just going to have other people do the work for us, and we're just going to get the monetization and roll a joint and smoke a blunt. It's going to be fucking great.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's fucking brilliant. Touche on that. In the beginning, Sai was in the same position as N9ne. Right. And you guys got to remember, too, N9ne wasn't established yesterday. N9ne wasn't established years back either. They were, what was it, 2014? We're playing it safe with that, right? Mm-hmm. Don't fucking quote me, Josh, or nothing, but I'm gonna guess 2014. Is that fair?
14, 15, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
call it 2014. Let's just say 2014. N9ne's established, right? Magic Entertainment established 2014. Okay. It's 2020, right? When was Psychopathic Records established? I can tell you that Project Born was signed to them in 95 to give you an idea of how fucking old that is. Weren't they the first artists to be signed to Psychopathic Records? Officially, outside of IOCP. All right? Back check me?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So let's say 95. Same year Project Born was on there. Let's say same year, 95. Let's say 95. So you've got 95. So you got all this time to build a fan base, do all this shit, get this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, when N9ne's established, they've already got their artists on board and all of that shit, right? And it wasn't really until 2017 they were really signing some motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, they chose 2017. You guys could probably, fucking the anti-M&E team is probably going to be like, oh, it's because they were trying to take our magical 17 year away from us. I'm sure you guys probably think that, and that's fine. That's some paranoia, manic shit right there. But either way, let's say that they were... Huh?
Do what?
Well,
what are you talking about, 17 years? I'm lost.
Well, Tristan already had one event that XCP did when started the old record label. They was already established in a recognized name in the country.
Right. But 2014, that's 3 years prior to 2017. If I'm doing math right. Am I doing math right on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm doing math
17?
right.
17?
Right. 2014 to 2017 is 3 years, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 3 years. Now they're starting to sign artists and shit like that. And now they've got Gordy and Bizarre, which, by the way, I didn't like how Lars was handled, and I voiced that. And if you don't believe me that I voiced that, you can go check out a nice little article at kingofvandyke.com where I actually discuss the controversy behind the Last American Rock Stars and how it was failed from the word go. And it wasn't on the fault of Lars. It wasn't even a fault on the manager. It wasn't even a fault on the label. Everybody kind of had a piece in that of it not working. Okay, everybody's responsible for that in some sort of way, shape, or form. Even myself, I would put myself in that where it was responsible. I was part of the responsibility of it not working. It was very hard to promote, especially when they came out with Black Soul Rose. Help me out with the Black Soul Rose and Miles High Davis, right? So it's not Gordy and Bizarre now; it's Miles High Davis and. Okay, so then the SEO issue happened when they were selling tickets for the Last American Rock Stars release party in February of 2018. And during this, I was trying to get tickets. It wasn't under Miles High Davis. It wasn't under King Gordy. It wasn't under Last American Rock Stars. It wasn't under Lars or N9ne. It was under Bizarre of D12. I'm like, but we don't know that. And again, with the name changes, so right there at the first get-go, it was already off to a rocky start. Can we be honest about that? That's kind of rocky. You're kind of like changing your thing up in the middle of it. We can agree that's a bad idea. In the middle of your promotional thing, like right after your mixtape comes out. Let's see what the trash well, trash with all the booze and stuff. In context, please, if you're going to boo me, tell me which part you're booing, unless it's because I'm the heel, in which case I'll take it. Give me that fucking steel chair. Guest timer. Guest timer. I was.
Shit.
Is there an inside joke thing I'm not aware of?
Probably.
Okay, probably. He fucking doesn't even know. He's laughing.
Back.
He's like,
I know
fucking
what it is.
Bye.
I know exactly what it is.
I'm back, Sid.
Yo, welcome back. Can you tell me what a guest timer is?
Oh, the guest timer. Oh no. Oh
no. No,
Anyway.
definitely more job today because I'm not hosting. So
You spelt it wrong. It's Skeletor.
Oh, that's probably why I didn't get it. Anyway, can't really take half of record label's artists, no name change, nothing, and start a new label and say that record label accomplished what those artists individually accomplished. I think that's fair.
Not only that, you got to think about this. A lot of those artists that were on that are on Majik Ninja now. They made their names and gained their popularity under the banner of Psychopathic Records. Okay, so
that's what I was saying about Twisted when they started their own label. Though they was already established their own name, name. So
right, exactly, and so my main point, Sid, is what you need to understand is that when I say, look, now Gmo is, not there or whatever, or it looks like he's not there, and Gorilla Voltage and Lars, look at all this. We have artists dropping off of this label too, because everybody who was saying Psy was losing and Majik Ninja is winning and Psychopathic is failing, that whole thing. Their whole thing, they based it on the fact, why are artists leaving the label then? And if you're going to base it on that, then you got to look at the other side and say, oh, hey, look, artists are leaving this label too. So either one of two things is happening. Either that label's failing as well, or artists leaving the label is not a reflection on how well the label's doing or not doing.
Well, I'll say this: Lars was only a project that they fulfilled their contract for. That's fact.
Fulfilling your contract means nothing, because if it was so good and so awesome, then all that every artist who left a label fulfilled their contract and left. That's why they were able to leave.
Right. But I'm just telling you, Lars wasn't a permanent project. They weren't going to keep them around. That was never the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say this, and I don't mean to point fingers, but I can tell you the majority of the reason why it didn't pan out with Lars was bizarre.
But wait, hold on really quick.
That had nothing to do with the label.
Stop real quick. I keep seeing this thing, Nightmare Children. Is that a name being thrown around Majik Ninja now? Like people keep talking about this phrase Nightmare Children, and that's what fans are being called on the Majik Ninja side. Is that true?
I've never been called a music nightmare.
Wow.
Because if that's the case,
wait, music nightmare?
No, Nightmare Children.
Oh, that's fucking bullshit. Because I came up with a show called Music Nightmares, and yeah, those fuckers, man, jacking my ideas again, motherfucker. Call someone in the office, I guess, about it.
Well, the reason I'm like, if that's the case, then something I said is coming to fruition then. I said back in, it was either 2017 or 2018.
Yeah, I remember that they were going to start.
I believe it was 2018, because it was when they were going on Warped Tour. And I remember the gathering that year, the Warped Tour date was like a couple hours from the gathering, and there were people who went to Warped Tour and then went to the gathering. So Mono said it on a live stream. So if this is the case, I said within up to a 2 years time, they're going to start introducing a new word for their fans to replace Juggalo. And if they're starting to introduce this word nightmare children, y'all got to give me props. Come on. I was so on the money there.
Two things. One, I fucking hope I would never call my fan base children, nightmare children. I would never. The one that's too fucking long. Second, that's too much room on a fucking t-shirt.
I'm a nightmare child, fam. I could see that. Oh, yeah.
See what I'm saying? I'm not pervy to the idea.
And with the horror and all these little 15-year-old badasses who are so edgy and cool, dude, nightmare children, bro, it's perfect, dog. It's perfect.
Pac-Man the Goat Killer. Go ahead and read that.
Oh, shit. Ghost Killer. $5 super chat. Hashtag guest timer. Hashtag wet wipes to your face. Hashtag Juggernaut. Hashtag Sid takes it. Hashtag clout god lifestyle. Hashtag whoop 17 whoop.
That's right. Yo, Pac-Man is dope. I'm down as hell with Pac-Man.
Except you spelled it wrong.
AZ in the AZ fam in the house.
You spelled Pac-Man wrong. You spelled Pac-Man wrong.
Yo, Twisted spelled their name wrong. Shut up.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna give props to this guy, at least make sure.
All I'm saying, we got Twisted versus Insane Clown Posse. Insane Clown Posse is spelled correctly.
Yeah, but that spelling was around when you guys were fucking down with them too. You can't even pull that shit. You were down with them, and now all of a sudden you're mad. Now you're taking all their little. You're like that ex-girlfriend. You remind me of that ex-girlfriend that's like, oh, and then he did this to me 5 years ago, and that should have been my note to have fucking left. That's what you sound like. That's what you sound like. Whiny bitch. That's what you sound like.
Yo, my wife says that to me all the time. Actually, that should have been my note to leave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brain in her head. Anyway, moving on. I want to bring up this whole thing with this nightmare children thing. One, that's a lot of words. It's a very big phrase to name a fan base. Second, I would refrain from giving my fan base any kind of name if I was in that predicament. If I was in that A&R department, they went, hey, we want to give a new name to our fan base. I'm like, I get an idea. Let's not do that. You want the punk rock and the metal scenes, right? How do you think that the fucking death metal scene, if you had the horror open up for a death metal scene and you had people showing up next to the fucking people with the fucking face paint and the long fucking black hair and the spikes that are out here, and you're like, I'm a nightmare child. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. Like, they will kill you.
You ain't gonna die. Punk rockers are pussies.
I said death metal. You're fucking deaf too.
Death metal people are even bigger pussies.
Have you ever seen the movie Lords of Chaos?
Let me tell you something. The
gangsterous Mayhem.
The gangsterous motherfucker goes to Hanson concerts, fam.
Yeah, are you familiar with the band Mayhem?
Bop in this bitch. What?
You're Juggalo leader, ladies and gentlemen. You're Juggalo leader.
Isn't it like when Mayhem commits suicide?
Hey, watch, hold on.
Hey, Grim likes fucking Mayhem. Yes, somebody with some brains here likes Mayhem. Thank you. Thank you. For the first time ever, I'm really glad to be reading the chat. That's black metal, death metal. I'm not even a metal guy. I'm just saying. I would not walk up to somebody with giant spikes, long black hair, face paint that looks like he wants to burn everything to the ground and be like, I'm a nightmare child.
Sid,
are you guys telling me that you like the idea of nightmare child all of a sudden? Like, are you guys like now just combating me for the sake of combating me?
Hey, Sid.
What?
Josh was asking you a question.
What's Josh?
What the Mayhem was one of me was killed himself and one of me was take a picture of our own couple.
Yeah. That's the band.
Yo.
Yeah,
anyway, so I can see this. So they put out a record called New Nightmare, and then you have the horror, and that's some nightmare shit, dude. Nightmare children, dude. I hope this catches on. Because then I'm going to go back. I'm going to find the clip of when I said that, and I'm going to just play it. And then the video is going to cut to me with some epic music with me just with my arms out like Shaman called it, nigga. Oh, it's going to be awesome.
See, I think that Nightmare Children would be a good idea for a project name, like that EP idea with the 8 songs. I thought that'd be a great idea.
Wait a minute, though. Wasn't that oh no, that was Spooky Kids. I was like, didn't Marilyn Manson do that? But it was Spooky Kids, not Nightmare Children. I could have sworn I've heard the phrase Nightmare Children before, though. I gotta Google this.
Freddy Krueger? I don't. Anyway, my whole point is this: one, don't name your fan base. I mean, if you'll ever fucking listen, you won't listen to me. But if you do listen to me, might I suggest not naming your fan base anything and just kind of do the whole incorporated thing? Because once you give something a name, it becomes exclusive and not so much inclusive. I wouldn't know if that's sociology, psychology, or just fucking business 101. But either way, that's a good idea. And I know that's a good idea because I've never seen Drowned Out saying, we got our Ravens here. No, don't ever do that. And Drowned Out's smart enough, they would never do that. By the way, shouts out to Drowned Out and their record label. Fucks with those guys.
I just Googled. I can't actually find the phrase Nightmare Children everywhere. So maybe it was Spooky Kids that I'm thinking of.
Sevenfold, their fans, Nightmare Children.
Yes, Twiggy, I do know that Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids was a band. I understand that. I'm saying I thought for some reason for a second I was like, wasn't Marilyn Manson's band originally called like didn't he have an album called Nightmare Children or it was Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids. That was the name of the band. That was how my
does it?
So Corpse. Okay, here's the thing. Corpse makes a good point. Slipknot has their fans are called maggots. Are you gonna say Slipknot's not a successful band?
No, that's not what I said. I didn't say successful. I said I wouldn't be giving them a name like that. Now, maggots worked back when nu metal was a big thing, right? But System of a Down doesn't have a name for their fucking fans, right?
Well, okay, you got to understand this, though, okay? When it comes to naming your fans, I don't know if you've ever noticed this. A lot of times people who name their fans, if you notice, that band has a very specific look that is very merchandise available. So, like Gene Simmons, and Kiss. Gene Simmons, has, degrees in, business and shit before he got involved in music. Right. He only really got involved in music because he figured he can get paid because he knew the marketing game so well because, he went to college for it, and got degrees in it. And okay, what's marketable and what's this? The whole paint on their face and everything. It's not a statement. It's because it's marketable. You can market face paint designs and put it on every fucking everything. You know what I mean?
Including ICP fans.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that's not the case. But what I am saying is the people who name their fans seem to have very specific style looks. ICP has Juggalos. Kiss has the Kiss Army. Slipknot has maggots, and they have masks and designs that people can duplicate. You could put those mask designs on T-shirts and shit like that.
The Grateful Dead had dead heads.
The Grateful Dead. Yup.
And the Misfits have the Fiends, but this is
right. And look at the way the Misfits look, and how marketable the Misfits imagery is. Yeah. You know what I mean? It almost looks like any band that can market higher than just their music can market merchandise very well. Names their fans. That's what it seems like to me. And Grateful Dead has hell of merchandise. That fucking skull, that skull, and you've probably seen that skull with an 8-ball in it or with anything else. The skull is made out of and stuff. That skull in itself is so insanely on everything. You know what I mean? And look, and they have dead heads.
So are you saying they're successful because did they name their fan base, or the ones that happen to name their fan base are the ones that are successful?
I think depending on the band, depending on the musical act, I think naming your fans. I'm not saying they're successful because they name their fans, but I'm saying naming your fans is another level of marketing, because then that's a word you can put on shirts and on bracelets and necklaces and hats and shorts and shoes and socks.
But there are successful bands that never did that. Can we agree to that?
Yo,
There are many successful bands that never did that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying if you're wanting to venture into new territory, if that's what N9ne's trying to do, and I know that Monoxide said last year, I want everybody, I want the punk rock heads, I want the metal heads and shit like that, that you got to really gear to them. And you can use Oh the Horror to do that, along with my 8-track EP idea. Fucking listen to me on that. You'll thank me later. Have fucking Necrogoblicon on the track with Twisted and fucking Oh the Horror. It's gonna be a fucking good track.
You know, I do find it this. I will say the genius about trying to push Oh the Horror right now is the fact that they wear masks, and right now in the year 2020, trying to get Oh the Horror fans to buy their masks is gonna be the easiest merchandise you can ever push.
oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a problem with that though. They're not selling masks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Retarded.
I'm not saying retarded. I'm saying unfamiliar territory. I'm sticking with that.
That is not that does not count as unfamiliar territory. If you own
Did
a
ICP
business,
play at Warped Tour? Did ICP ever play at Warped Tour?
no, they played Woodstock,
Right.
which is kind of bigger than Warped Tour.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Eminem
so-
also played Warped Tour, so you don't get to play that one because Eminem played at Warped Tour.
Yeah, ICP played Woodstock.
Yeah, and I'd say that Eminem is slightly more successful than ICP.
Yeah, but Eminem is not slightly more successful than most of the other bands that played Woodstock.
I'm just saying that he played Warped Tour and still ignited. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that, what I just said.
Right. No, I'm just saying, but what I'm saying is ICP's played Woodstock. You know, the last Woodstock that we've had, ICP was on that bill, you know, and that was dope. And if you've ever seen the video of them playing it, it's not like they were literally on at halfway through their set is when Korn went on. You know what I mean? And so
I was never a fan of Korn, just so you're aware. I never got into it.
But what I'm saying is, well, you never got into Korn. Well, that's because you're a bitch. But anyway.
No, it's because I fucking didn't like that music. Now, what I was listening to back in the day was like, you know, classic rock. You know, I was listening to, you know, music like that.
Hey, listen, Korn. See, you're gonna talk shit about my music taste, but you don't like Korn. Like, get out of here, bro.
Dude, you don't even listen to
Like
I said garbage. Like, the fuck was he just saying?
Anyway,
that doesn't sound very enjoyable to listen to at all.
Freak on a Leash, fool. You know what I mean? There's a lot of songs to have. As a matter of fact, I want to remake a Korn song. Like, are you a fan of Korn, Warlockside?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember the album "Follow the Leader"?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I remember the album art.
I just had a genius idea the other day, actually. What do you think about this, Warlockside? A remake of a song off of that record and a video to accompany it, right? Mm-hmm. One dude's dressed in Twisted gear and Magic Ninja gear. The other dude's dressed in all side gear. All in the family.
Oh, man.
I hate you and you hate me. Yeah. You know what? It's all in the family. Dude, I was like, this is too perfect, though. Yeah. So you're from Jacksonville, kicking it like Buffalo Bill, getting butt fucked by your Uncle Joe with a...
Mary Jones says, the man wants you to like Korn.
Oh, man. Korn was the shit, dude.
They're obsolete now, in my opinion.
Your father is your brother. Your mother is your love. Your father. What was that? Your father is your brother. Your mother. So it's just too bad your father's mad. Your mother's now your lover.
I'd like to apologize to the chat for this ordeal. I did not sign on for this.
Right. So no. Anyway, back to what I was saying, Sid. But that in itself, you know, naming your fans is a thing. Okay,
right, but you've got the Zooligans, which is fine, and that
I will say, okay, Zooligans. Axe to me is the most successful thing on N9ne. Okay, because I will see. I know people who are like fuck Twisted all day, every day. Fuck Twisted. You know what I mean? And those same people are big Al Azul fans.
Yeah. You called them the five-finger death punch of horrorcore.
I do feel they're the five-finger death punch of horrorcore. And I honestly feel all the horror is the Nickelback of horrorcore.
except what I find to be interesting is that it's the horror, and it's actually, if you know anything about punk rock, you'd actually know that what they are doing is actually very clever.
Actually, to me, the horse, honestly, and I'm going to tell you the truth, but you already heard what I said before. The horror to me looks like they look and sound like three kids who grew up listening to Hollywood Undead and then decided to get into music, and then they heard Ghostman and were like, we need to appeal to that crowd.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's what happened at all.
And I like Ghostman. Ghostman's the shit.
It was all right. I like this set at the Gathering. It was fine. It's not my favorite music in the world.
I actually didn't know anything about Ghostman until I saw his set at the Gathering. Like, I knew of him, and I knew he was a big deal. That's all I knew. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, they got Ghostman. That's dope. When I was covering Who's Playing the Gathering, I saw Ghostman set and walked away a fan.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I listened to so much Ghostman after that set. Ask me if I give a fuck about this, man. Ask me if I give a fuck about this, man.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question. You said that this was something because they had to do it because they were digging and whatnot. You told me on my show, which, by the way, guys should be checking over at the Sid Jones Network. Please make sure you are giving that page a thumbs up. And check out the episode where CPN actually featured in. You said, and I quote, taxes. They did welcome the underground because of taxes.
In the description.
Yeah, that could be a thing because of taxes.
Do you think that it's that, or do you think it's because they're desperate to make whatever?
Okay, so is Welcome to the Underground, from your perspective, trying to like appeal to the not underground scene?
I think that Welcome to the Underground is trying to branch out outside of whatever it is going on at N9ne and things like that. I think they're trying to reach out and bring in what Monoxide Child had said he wanted to do. Punk rock heads, metalheads, everybody. He wants to kind of open that door. Maybe he feels that Majik Ninja Entertainment's not going to appeal to them. Maybe he feels like there's a bit of stigma behind the symbol. Maybe he feels like the symbol's not cool enough to have it fucking warped. I don't know. I'm not in his head. I don't sit in the meetings. I don't know. I can only sit here and speculate that what he's trying to do is just open up a door to where punk rockers, metalheads, and shit like that start showing up at fucking N9ne events.
I do notice a kind of little fun correlation that like Welcome to the Underground kind of manifested a few weeks after Ron Jeremy was front page news wearing a certain t-shirt.
I think Welcome to the Underground was in the works far before that.
I'm not saying it wasn't in the works. I'm just saying it's a funny coincidence.
Yeah, I mean, it could. I don't know. I honestly think that what they were trying to do with Welcome to the Underground, I think that it's been in the works for a while. I really, really do. After what Monoxide had said, after what Gorilla Vultures was doing with All That Remains, I really feel like the evidence holds up that N9ne thinks far further ahead than most people give them credit for. That's what I think.
I think I know what we. I think I figured out the real problem with the whole Juggalo world right now. Actually.
Oh, there's a problem with the Juggalo world? Do tell. I'm very interested.
It's actually Warlock side. And it's on site when I see him.
Oh, shit.
I just wanted to. Oh, I was like, I wonder if Warlock side's here. I'm just gonna call him out real quick. No. But anyway, okay. So Sid, basically, we always get into these weird tangents on everything else. The point I've been trying to make is the fact that people leave labels all the time, and it doesn't necessarily mean one thing or the other. It doesn't mean this label is failing. It doesn't mean this label is more successful. And everybody in 2017 and 2018 who was going, Majik Ninja's killing it, look at everything they're doing. I'm sitting back and I'm looking at this whole thing and I'm like, oh, you guys have no fucking idea. Like, look, you know, it's funny. I always draw parallels between the Magic Ninja Psy thing and the WCW versus WWF Monday Night Wars thing, right? I always draw those parallels. You know what's funny to me? So Raw is War, you know, was black and red. And the Psy colors are black and red.
WCW and NWO was black and white. And
black and white, and M&E is black and white. Welcome to the Underground is the Wolfpack, fam. That's what we're seeing. Welcome, or Triple Threat is Triple Threat is at the very least the Outsiders. You know what I mean? Nash, Hall, and Hogan. You know, in a sense. But yeah, Welcome to the Underground is the Wolfpack. You know, that's your split. You know, there your two different factions. You know, don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. You might wind up in a body bag. You know. And one of the things WCW made a huge mistake in is they paid a bunch of people, and a bunch of people jumped ship from WWF, went to WCW. They pushed them real hard and then didn't have any backup.
They also had a shitty writer. When those storylines went to shit. You know what I mean? When those storylines were no longer fun anymore. You know, and they needed new people. WWF continued to build and created stars. I will tell you this. So fucking ICP are those old school motherfuckers that are psychopathic that, you know, you could say, you know, it's like the Undertaker. Everyone's going to always be down with the Undertaker no matter what. Even though he's retired, which is sad.
But I'm telling you this much right now. Ouija Mac is their Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know what I mean? That's who Ouija Mac is. He is psychopathic in this scenario. Ouija Mac is, in fact, their Stone Cold Steve Austin. That just other fucking wrestler who just took it somewhere that we hadn't seen before. And if anybody's going to try to deny, like there's people, Ouija Mac's whack. No. Ouija Mac is destroying it. And anybody who can't see that is stupid.
I'm not a fan of his music.
I understand you're not a fan of his music.
You know who I do like? You know who I actually do like?
Who?
Big Hoodoo.
Yeah. I mean, and who knows? You know, and maybe this is racist of me to say, but, you know, maybe we'll smell what Big Hoodoo is cooking at some point.
I would like to see that new album that he was supposed to be working on. I thought it was supposed to come out last year.
The Red Book?
Yeah.
That's what it's called, the Red Book.
Is it out yet?
No.
I didn't think so. I've been looking for it.
But, you know, who knows? Maybe we'll see what Big Hoodoo is cooking.
I bet you Big Hoodoo is going to fucking decimate, dude. You watch.
I mean, there's a possibility Big Hoodoo is going to check some people into the SmackDown Hotel, is what I'm saying, you know.
I'm excited. I love Hoodoo.
Right.
To those of you keeping track, I actually do like some of the artists over at Psychopathic. I'm just saying I like what Oh the Horror is doing, and I like what N9ne is trying to do, and I definitely support that direction they're going in.
Well, what I have seen is a lot of N9ne, even N9ne fanboys are like, they don't like Oh the Horror.
I know. It's going to be a very niche thing, and guess what? That means they don't have to depend on the Juggalos and things like that. You can get them booked onto other shows with like Necrogoblicon and Ailstorm and Aether Realm. Good bands, great fucking bands.
And I want them to do all of that stuff. And the reason I want them to do all that stuff is because I had said back in 2017 and 2018 that they are going to be doing all of that stuff. And people said I was crazy and that I'm just making shit up. I love time. Because time has a way of proving me right. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? If they start,
you didn't know the horror back in 2017.
No, not Oh the Horror. I'm talking about Magic Ninja.
Yeah,
I want.
This was stated last year by Monoxide Child.
Yeah, but I said stuff before Monoxide stated it. I told everybody these are the moves that N9ne is going to start making. Watch, and it started happening, and that's what I'm saying.
And what is wrong with
them to continue to do so I can sit there in my narcissistic glory and be like, look, CPN was right.
And what are you gonna do when you're like, what's gonna happen? They're gonna end up fucking thriving or some shit. You're like, see, I was right there, succeeding. Damn it!
No, it's
They're
not
branching out. God damn!
You don't seem to understand, Sid. When I tell people, listen, there's a tree in that forest. That tree is gonna fall in 3 years. And then in 3 years, that tree falls. People go, how the fuck did you know that? You know what I'm saying?
But there's nothing falling. I'm not understanding.
I'm just saying the tree's falling. It's not an analogy of somebody is failing. It's just an action.
Okay,
it's just a statement of me.
I don't understand what the. So you're telling me they should put you in the A&R department?
My thing said what I've been telling juggalos since all this happened was Twisted ain't juggalos no more. They don't give a fuck about us, and they are trying to go somewhere else that is not juggalo. They are trying to step away from the juggalo scene. And what they are trying to do, the reason they haven't fully done it yet,
he's wrong.
The reason they haven't fully done it yet is because that's their only source of income. It's like a job that I hate, but I have to pay rent. So I keep working that job until another job that I want to work at offers me a job there.
I'm going to tell you right now, and I know this for a fact. I can say this for a fucking fact. Majik Ninja Entertainment has no hate for the juggalos.
Yes, they do.
They don't.
And their entire history from 2017 on to this day proves that point. And the fact that I've been right about everything else.
No. What Monoxide said, and what he's getting at, by the way, is he's talking about when Monoxide came out and said, why'd you guys hate us? Like, why'd you guys turn your backs on us? Right? And I was like, again, with the talking, I would not have said that. That is not my words that I would have used. I would not have ever, because just don't ever do that. If you feel like that something's fading away, don't bring it to anybody's attention. It's like people who sit there and list their pet peeves, and then people are going to comment what your pet peeves are. You're going to be like, I fucking hate that, and I shouldn't have told you what my pet peeves are. You don't ever talk about shit like that, ever. To those in the chat, to those tuned in at home, keep that in mind. That should have never happened. And there's a lot of things that Monoxide said. I'm like, don't say that.
Yeah, you
but
mean
he did.
Like them going on Shade 4-5 and said they stayed out of the N9ne beef?
Yeah. When that happened, I was like, oh, yeah. I remember listening to that song, Slim Anus, and I think it was Jamie that was on that track, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Jamie played the part of gay Eminem, and he played the part of gay Eminem for a couple years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I only knew about the one song because, again, I wasn't a fan of like the whole Eminem diss tracks. I just didn't like them. I remember Please Don't Hate Me. I think that was the one that really stuck out because of the punchline at the end of that song. I was like, okay, that's good. Now that's good. That was a clever little thing that you did there. Which is funny because it's kind of like what Eminem's shticks is at the end he goes, I'm only kidding, Diddy, you know I love you. Like, and so many of his songs, like he ends that way. So I thought that was a nice I thought there was cleverness to that, and I can appreciate cleverness. So kudos to Jay on that one. But even if they're trying to say, we tried staying out of it, like I'm not understanding why they would even, bring that up. And I feel like somebody needs to be their PR person and be like, yeah, no, this is not what you talk about. Now, the other thing I was not a fan of was the Adam 22 interview that I'm sure y'all seen, right? In the chat. You guys seen that interview? Yeah. Yep. I was not a fan of that one either, right? Granted, I wasn't a fan of the ICP one anyways, just because fucking Adam 22 was all face painted. He's like, I've been a juggler for a while. I'm like, yeah, you're a culture vulture and you're a fucking cunt. Fuck you and fuck
No, Adam definitely seems like someone who's been listening to some ICP back in the day.
I think he's a culture vulture, honestly.
I mean, I don't think so. He doesn't need to be.
As a matter of fact, he was on an interview with some guy, and there was a girl with him, and he even said, "Yeah, I'll accept the title of culture vulture. I will accept that title." Fucker admitted it. Fuck you and fuck what you think. I'm right this time. Anyways,
I mean, I say stuff like that too. Like, I accept the title of racist then, if this is what racist means.
No. He was actually very much like, yeah, no, I'll accept that title of culture vulture. And I could see why people would think of me as one, so I'll accept that.
Right. So in other words, I'm not going to fight it. Just okay is that it's kind of like Eminem says, I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would you say I am in the paper, the news every day I am.
Sid is just projecting him being how am I a culture vulture?
Yeah, definitely. You're definitely a culture vulture. You're first of all, you're a fake punk. You're a kid who watched SLC Punk one time and got a Green Day record.
Actually, I was not a fan of the movie SLC Punk. I wasn't a fan of that movie. You
saw the movie SLC Punk and you got a Green Day record, and now you're a punk rocker. You know what I mean?
Actually, I the only song of
so then you decided to Google what's the most hardest of hardcore punk rock, and you were like, dude, Johnny Rotten and G.G. Allen, I'm awesome.
Actually, no, that's not what had happened at all. My friend actually handed me a Dropkick Murphys album live from St. Patrick's Day 2002. I went home and listened to that. Then I hopped on Yahoo Music, discovered Flogging Molly, Dead Kennedys, discovered that music. And then I went all the way back, started watching some documentaries and shit, and started learning some shit about what punk was. And actually, that's what it was the Dropkick Murphys album.
How old were you then?
I was 15 years old.
So you're definitely a culture vulture.
Because I was 15 years old when I was handed a punk rock album. Fuck you, I was in the mountains of New Hampshire. You go you try discovering some fucking new music in the mountains of New Hampshire. You go fucking do it. You ain't gotta fucking have that happen unless somebody's introducing you to fucking music. How'd you discover ICP, Mr. Arizona?
You mean I was rocking Juggalo shit way before you were rocking punk rock shit?
I don't know. How old are you? I don't even know how fucking old you are.
I'm 36.
Okay, so you're 36. So how old were you when you got in the Insane Clown Posse?
13.
Okay, 2 years fucking younger than me when he was listening to ICP. I was 13 when I bought fucking the Wraith Shangri-La album.
Hey, listen. Let me tell you something, Sid. You say 2 years, 13 isn't a problem. You know what? Court systems have something to say about that. There's a huge difference between 15 and 13 in the court system.
Not when it comes to music.
15 will get you 20, 13 will get you life.
I'm music. We're talking music, and this motherfucker wants to sit here and jump gun all of a sudden because I'm proving a fucking point.
What were you listening to before you listened to punk rock?
Before I was listening to punk rock, I was actually listening to the Insane Clown Posse. Now, before you get on that fucking tangent, do you know how I ended up getting involved in the fucking punk rock? It wasn't because I was like, hey, man, what's that you're listening to? I could really like to use it. No, my friend felt bad for me because I ended up with family members that decided, oh, we're going to ground him from listening to music if he gets bad grades. Had bad grades, grounded me from music. So my friend was like, yo, I got some CDs for you. Grab your portable CD player. Here's some CDs you can listen to while you're in school. That's what happened. And then I became a fucking
Wait a minute. So did you legitimately just say you got grounded so you became a punk rocker?
No, I'm saying that's how I got introduced into the music. And I actually when I went out to Michigan, I got really deep into punk rock because I was the only person that actually knew that kind of music, and everybody else was listening to fucking ICP and shit. And I was like, well, sweet. If everyone else is listening to fucking ICP and it's fucking cool out here, and I was never the fucking cool kid in school, I'll never be the fucking cool kid in school. Don't want to be the cool kid in school. I'm going to be the only kid in school listening to Dropkick Murphys with a fucking studded vest. Fuck you. I didn't do it to be a fucking culture vulture. I did it because it was fucking different.
You did it because you got grounded. And you wanted to show
Actually, no, I was actually able to listen to whatever the fuck I wanted at that point, and then I just ditched the ICP shit because it was popular in my high school. So much for being underground.
Hey, Drunk Bell, besides Hanson, you know, Ricky Martin and Spice Girls are dope. Really? Fuck out of
here. What?
Oh, shit.
Oh, you were applying to somebody?
I mean, look, listen, Ricky, that Viva Loca song is awesome. You know?
Actually, my mother never made me listen to anything. My mother never made me listen to anything. Just so you're aware, my mother never made me listen to anything. I got to sit there and tinker around with all the different music that I wanted to, but they found out the only thing I really liked was music, so they just decided to take away all my fucking CDs. And yes, Shaggy gave me an education on that, and fuck you and fuck what you think on that. I've already gotten a lecture from Shaggy. I don't need to hear it from you. Thank you very much.
Sid got grounded.
Yes. And I actually told Shags that story, just so you're aware. I did tell Shags that story. Now, what ended up happening is when I got into college, I was hanging out with this one kid, and he was listening to some ICP. I'm like, man, I got this album. Like, I remember when I had Great Malenko and shit like that. It's, brings me back and shit. And yeah, I was actually doing the whole punk rock juggalo thing while I was in fucking college too. I was rocking Bad Religion with a fucking ICP fucking patched jacket. I had one of those when I was in college.
Bad Religion sucks.
Bad Religion's fucking amazing. What the fuck is wrong with you? Did you not listen to New Maps of Hell? Probably one of the best fucking albums ever.
No, I didn't actually.
Yeah. Your taste in music is fucking horrible. If you sit there and say Bad Religion's bad, probably because there's too many big fucking words for you. Everybody else left, huh? There he is. Welcome back. Anyways, back to what you were saying. New Maps of Hell was a fucking solid album, front to fucking back. Solid.
Right. So anyway, so said.
You just can't understand big words, can you?
So here's my question. There's so many tangents going on here.
Because you sat there and told me I was a culture vulture, which I am fucking not. The reason why I ended up adopting... No. You let me finish because you made an accusation against me, and that, my friend, is where we throw hands. Now, I got back into punk rock.
Sid, first of all, stop with the hand throwing. The last time you stepped to me, I put you on my shoulders and squatted you. And squatted while you were on my shoulders in front of a bunch of people. Stop with the hands throwing, fam.
Anyways, back to what I was saying. And by the way, videos and picture didn't happen. Now, Bob said punk rock sucks. Now, I was doing the whole pro N9ne thing, the pro hip hop thing and whatnot, gladly to do it. But I was starting to miss covering punk rock music. When you start covering hip hop music constantly, and by the way, just for the record, I'm not that big of a fan of a lot of the hip hop that's out there. There's some hip hop that I like. Vinnie Paz, Block and Cloud, Army of the Pharaohs, Jedi Mind Tricks, Ghetto Boys. I like me a little bit of Ghetto Boys. Body Count, I still consider to be hip hop metal, so I consider it hip hop. I actually like some old school rap artists. Matter of fact, I like me a little bit of Fat Joe. I thought Fat Joe was a great artist back in the day. I haven't listened to his music lately, but I grew up listening to Fat Joe. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So I want to do the punk rock shit. Bob told me punk rock is fucking trash. So I showed up to the studio with my fucking mohawk, pristine cut, by the way, my fucking vest that I had hanging up in the fucking closet, which you all fuckers told me to take off and get rid of the fucking mohawk. Biggest mistake I ever listened to you fuckheads. And I showed up, gave him a fucking middle finger, and everybody at fucking the studio was like, dude, that is a dope fucking hawk. That is a dope fucking vest. And it fucking stayed. The last thing I should have ever done was, one, listen to you pricks, listen to you, and you probably didn't tell me to get rid of the vest and the hawk, but fuck you too. And fuck Bob Rocks for pulling that shit, because that was one of the ultimate leads of me leaving the fucking company. Do not shit on my fucking music. Period. Shit on me all you want, but do not shit on punk rock. Punk rock, if without punk rock, there'd have never been a Sid fucking Jones, and that's a fact.
That's what also makes punk rock the worst thing ever. It created Sid fucking Jones.
It doesn't make me a culture vulture. I have appreciation for all music. Look, have you not? I got a fucking Johnny Cash patch here, and I got a fucking Blitz patch here.
You obviously don't have appreciation for all music, Sid. Weren't you just talking shit about my guilty pleasure playlist?
Yeah, your guilty pleasure playlist isn't fucking music. It's fucking horrid. This is fucking music.
Oh, okay. I have appreciation for all music, except the music you like.
Yeah, except the music you fucking like. God,
only two types of people I hate. People who are intolerant to other cultures and religions.
And the Dutch. Hey, I actually learned a movie. I actually got a movie reference right that time. Yeah, it's like the first time ever, because your movies are like, I've never seen some of the movies you've mentioned or like quoted or nothing. Some of them.
You ever seen the movie Law Abiding Citizen?
Yes, I love that movie. Great movie. That ending was bullshit. He should have fucking won that.
I was not too big of a fan of the way it ended. I was like, no. But I was hoping like there was going to be one more ball to drop. Like, oh, look, they found his underground thing and they found this and they found this. Oh, my God. But he wanted them to find it because, you know what I'm saying? And so the fact that they outsmarted him kind of made me go, I'm a little. But other than that, yeah, I've only watched it recently. It's one of Roxy's favorite movies, and
she's got good taste in movies.
She had me sit down and watch it with her.
Good, that's a good movie. You know what you should be watching with your wife?
What?
Blacklist. You'll thank me later. I assure you.
I'm good, fam.
Dude, if you like endings like that, you basically just said, I wish that it would have been that's what Blacklist is. It's a fucking great show.
Wait, are you like spoiling it for me now?
No, I'm telling you, there's a lot of that in that show. There's a lot of everything in that show. I'm not going to spoil anything for you because Blacklist is fucking amazing. But definitely, if you are into that kind of shit, you're going to like Blacklist.
I haven't even caught up with the latest season of Fuller House, fam.
What the fuck?
Oh, shit.
Dude, you've lost a lot of credibility with me, brother. Like, I am like way less upset if you call me a culture vulture because apparently your opinion and your thoughts and what's good is fucking no bueno.
Hey,
and I'm just letting you know that.
In Fuller House, bro.
Hey, Fuller House is dope. That first episode, though,
yeah.
when they're all like,
fuck.
Michelle sends her love, but she's too busy in New York. She wishes she could be here, but she's busy in New York running her fashion empire. And then every cast member stops and just looks at the screen. I was like, get it.
Yeah, they did that shit in the series finale of 2.5 Men, though. Not as clever as you guys think. 2.5 Men was fucking glorious up until they got rid of Charlie Sheen. That was a great show.
Also haven't had the chance to watch the second season of Umbrella Academy.
Sid is Kyrax's kind of cool cousin. Kyrax.
Cyrax. Kyrax.
Cyrax. Do you know who Cyrax is, Sid?
Nope.
Yeah. How do you not know who you claim to be a music guru? You claim to be all this.
I said that I'm not a culture vulture, and I said that I have an appreciation for good fucking music.
Yeah, you claim to be into music. You claim to have an appreciation for good music, and you don't know who Cyrax is?
Nope.
Get out, bro.
I probably have him on Spotify.
Like, dude, no, guest timer. As a matter of fact, just fuck the timer, straight to the kick-in. Like, what? Like, I know Bad Religion, but you don't know who Cyrax is?
Oh, that's not my kind of music.
Wait, first of all, Cyrax is everyone's kind of music, number one.
Not my thing.
Tell me you're not looking him up.
Well, you have absolutely no credibility then.
No, I definitely have credibility. You don't even know who Ailstorm is.
You don't know who Cyrax is.
You don't know who Ailstorm is, and Ailstorm is fucking amazing.
You don't know who Cyrax is. Done, bro. Like, that's it.
I'm here to tell you right now, looking at their page, right? Looking at their page, more people know who.
Listen, no, there's paper, rock, scissors. Rock beats scissors. Scissors beats paper. Paper beats rock. Cyrax beats them all.
Cyrax does not beat Ailstorm. I'm here to tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
they've announced another stop for their tour. Fuck yeah. So yeah, you guys definitely got to be checking out Napalm Records and Nuclear Blast. If you guys want good music, I suggest Sabaton. You know, Sabaton, good fucking music. I mean, I'd probably way beyond your comprehension where they discuss history and historic battles and what have you. So it's probably above your range there, but I definitely at least give it a shot. But I suggest Winged Hussars. Also, check out them on the Sabaton History channel. Trust me, you will thank me later. You're definitely, you, sir, are definitely going to thank me later. That I assure you.
Well, no, I'm not, because I'm not going to look up.
Not you. You're saying. You will thank me when you get a chance to listen to Winged Hussars. It's fucking amazing.
I'm not listening to anything you say because Cyrax.
So you're going to pass up on fucking Blacklist and not watch that because I made the fucking recommendation. You know what it is? You would hate for me to make a recommendation of something, of anything that I think is fucking great. And you to sit there and listen to it and watch it and be like, fuck yeah, this is good. Fuck! Like, you would be absolutely fucking livid. You wouldn't even be able to live with yourself. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am way past my time. My name is Sid Jones. Thank you for joining my Sid Talks live here on Tales of Lotus podcast. And make sure you check us out over at the Sid Jones Network. Give us a thumbs up. Say hi to Warlock's over there who does our conspiracy theories over there. Maybe catch CPN over there occasionally. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow night live, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at the network. Much love to each and every one of you.
Sid takes it. I like how Sid takes it was the last thing when he was saluting on screen and then boom, dropped.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, we're lockside. Now let's talk about how it's on site with me and you.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it's going down, fam. I got you.
Hands 45.
It's hands 45. You're 15 minutes late, dog.
Oh, shit.
You know, I should have hit you up when the 2 times I was in Michigan this year. Or was it?
No,
yeah,
man.
2 times.
Come right back.
I mean, I mean, I'm just kidding. I have not gone to Michigan twice because I'm not allowed in Michigan, apparently. You know, if I step foot anywhere in Michigan, my target is hit. I don't know if you saw the Esteban videos.
No.
Oh, man. There was some cross streets. It went from don't you dare come to Michigan to don't you dare come to these cities to, okay, now you're in these cities. If you come to these cross streets, you're fucked. And like some people flashing some guns. So Esteban went and bought a pair of Skechers and painted them gold and went down to the cross streets of Joy and Telegraph and put them on, took pictures, send them to people, and was like, we out here, fam. And no one showed up. And apparently that was a dangerous spot. Painted them gold, wrote, take these on them, went back the next day. They were still there. And it's all videoed. And it's awesome.
Oh, hell, dude. Oh, shit. That's insane. How long ago was this?
Last week.
Oh, shit. I gotta see this.
Like it was a week from today.
Oh, man. I missed it, dude. Where's it at? Is it on your channel?
Because a week from today, we were leaving Kyle's house in Cleveland, and Esteban went out to Detroit, like from Cleveland.
Hell yeah!
And they were in Detroit for a couple days. I went out to Saginaw and Detroit and everything before, like a few days before the weekend, and then we went to Cleveland.
Damn. Hell yeah, bro.
Well, okay, not Cleveland. Like 2 hours from Cleveland, where Kyle's at.
Oh yeah. That's dope. Shout out the whole chat, man. Them motherfuckers holding it down the whole time.
You know, I hate the whole chat. I hope bad things happen to the entire chat. The chat are the worthless pieces of garbage, and they deserve the worst things to happen to them. I hate them all.
Oh yeah. Speak for yourself. I love y'all, motherfuckers. We out this bitch, yo. Till next time. Till next time.
All right, are we leaving?
Hell yeah, this show's about to end. Fuck it.
All right, we're lockside. Well, I'm gonna go too. I gotta help clean up in this house, or my wife is gonna beat the shit out of me.
Oh hell yeah! You better.
When I say beat the shit out of me, she literally will fucking throw hands. It's the craziest. It's gangsters. Fuck. What's up, fam? Pat. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, you better get that shit done, or else you're gonna be wearing sunglasses for a reason on your next show.
Right.
Oh yeah. All right, man. Thanks for coming on, bro. I appreciate you, man.
All right. Well, peace out.
Peace out, y'all. Much love. We out this bitch.